a journey to smart, hosted by Ideal, but with Ideal's client, Sidara, and Schneider Electric. And we're going to be talking through the journey and evidence in real life of delivering a smart building, 150 Holborn. So, first of all, I'll ask you to introduce yourselves. But I'm Lisa Kenny. I'm the Head of Client Experience for Sidara, and very much focused on the day two. So we've got a lovely smart building, but actually what does it mean in the day-to-day? So we'll be talking more about that tomorrow when we talk about day two operations. But today it's talking part one of that journey. So would you like to introduce yourselves?
Thank you, Lisa. Hi, everyone. My name is Mohammed Rashid. I'm the technology manager at Para, a Sidara company. I have spent the last 15 years at Sidara. I'm leading all the technology and development and application units within the company. Actually, as related to 150 Holborn, I have played a crucial role starting 2018, setting the strategy and supervising the implementation and currently the operation of the 150 Holborn building.
Thank you.
Hi there. My name is Moto Shakori. I am the CEO at Ideal, and we worked heavily on this project and helped make it a success.
My name's Tom. I work for Schneider Electric in the enterprise software department. We're very much involved in the hardware of the building and delivery of the data.
Okay, thank you, gents. So probably the first question is to you, Rashid. Why a smart building, and what was the rationale for 150 Holborn?
Certainly. Sidara is a multidisciplinary firm comprising architects, engineers, digital experts, sustainability experts, even project managers, operating globally under multiple brands. When we decided to create or establish our headquarters in London, we wanted to bring everyone under one roof, fostering collaboration and innovation into a centralized location. Actually, our vision was to not to create the standard workspace. We wanted a building that will embodies the aspiration and the vision of every brand and user. That's where we started by having multiple workshops with the stakeholders, and we created the blue sky thinking that included key user themes and experiences, including sustainability, digital twins, and smart buildings, and everything related to the plan. And that's where, at this very early beginning design stage, we discovered and we found out that data is super important. So it was a new building back then, so we didn't know how the building will act, but we know very well that we couldn't have a building after 3-4 years without collecting all the data from the early beginning. Data is a new raw material for everything. So if you want to build anything, you should have data. And we know that we cannot have silos in our building, because after the construction ends, you will end up with data silos. Then you have to start thinking how I'm going to bring all the data together. We found out that we need to bring all the data into one place and have the very few use cases as a start. And that's when we found out that we have to bring the technology stakeholders and partners from the early beginning.
Brilliant. So really important to have that kind of alliance with technology partners at the earliest stage. So, Tom, this is probably where Schneider Electric come in?
Yeah, as you said, we had this strategic alliance very early on in the process, which meant that we could really work with Sidara to envisage their plans for the building. You know, we provided all the hardware, we delivered the specification for the building, which we did at the beginning, we did during the building phase, and we continue to support you guys with your challenges, you know, and understanding how the building works with the living lab that you've got going on at the moment.
And Mo, for you?
Yeah, it's slightly different for us. the partnership with Schneider and Sidara was very early on, whereas we came in at the construction stage, and we worked with one of our partners in construction. What we inherited were actually two networks. So we're really a networking company. We connect everything together in the building. We inherited two designs: a design for the shell and core, and also a design for the fit-out network. And then with our engineers, we combined those together, and that's really why this building is really special, not just because of what we did, but because in order to connect everything together, everything operational technology in the building, and then you run the software on top from Schneider and the vision from Sidara, then you really have a smart building.
Thank you. So, Rashid, probably back to you. In that design and build process, what would you say have been the biggest challenges in delivering 150 Holborn, both kind of individually for us as Sidara, but also collectively with this partnership that we have with Schneider Electric and Ideal?
Yeah. Although we have planned everything from the early beginning and we got all the stakeholders, and we were the very early people to do this during design, and it wasn't the normal thing to do. We had faced a lot of things, and I'm going to cover what Mo said. We created a converged network that will help the building remain dynamic with all the changes that could arrive. I told you about the removing the data silos and creating our common data environment. But you know what's happening now in the last 6-7 years? We are in the exponential rise of artificial intelligence. So keeping a plan from 2016 alive and keeping the building adapting to the new technologies was a very challenging thing that happened to us, because we set a plan 4, 5, 6 years ago. But the most important part that kept us alive is the collaboration with everyone, and having all the stakeholders, like even the technology, the contractors, everyone on one table, and having a lot of meetings and workshops to keep the building adapting to the changes. And what we have set back in 2016 till now proved to be a reliable thing to continue. So this was the challenge, and it is a challenge today. You cannot have a design for any building without making it adaptable to the change. You don't know what's happening today with technology. So doing a design today, based on today, you will end up building this, having a building 3 years later from now with the old technology.
No, brilliant. And making it relevant and continually evolving.
100%.
Mo, from you?
What's the question about what we do differently?
Yes, what you do differently, but biggest challenges and learnings.
Okay. So we work with lots of organizations that you're in a different construction industry has people win different packages of work. Now, some of the recent jobs that we've worked on, we're now working directly with our end user client. So what we would do differently would be to engage with the customer directly from the beginning. It's not always possible. We understand that in the industry that we're in, but that's what we would do differently.
Tom?
So Schneider traditionally is a hardware business, right? We deliver a BMS or any other hardware to the building to a spec, and then the building's delivered, and then we go to a service delivery process. This building's very different, right? We've had to adapt with the ever-changing nation of this, and had to really change and challenge those traditional processes. So that's sort of one of the bigger challenges. The second one is that we're now focused very much aligned with Sidara on the data. So how do we get the data out of our hardware? How do we make it unified and accessible and available to be able to deliver these options? And so we've had to deliver new technology to be able to do that. And you can find out more about those sort of technologies probably in tomorrow's conversation.
Tomorrow, stay tuned for tomorrow. Perfect. And finally, any learnings or anything that you can add to any clients or peers that are going through this journey right now, maybe at design stage or maybe at the earliest concept stage? What advice would you give them? Just a one line.
I would say,
No, go
I think get us involved earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, we were early, but actually we're now having to work. If we'd had understood some of those key outcomes that Sidara were trying to do at the very, earlier on in the stage, we probably could have delivered better technology solutions that we're trying to fix now, right? So
yeah,
I would say,
don't design something that's going to basically go down a rabbit hole. Yeah, keep all your options open right from the beginning.
Actually, one advice to everyone: if you want to know what you have to do, there is booth number S07, right? Go and
Yeah.
check Para, and we will tell you. And if you are not planning to visit the booth, collect the data for now, and we will come back to you later.
Thank you. Thank you all.